Hey, what's up? John Sonmez from SimpleProgrammer.com. So I got this good question here about, I always like to talk about specialization. I always get the most questions about this, but Andre asked me this question basically about specializing in a proprietary technology and whether that makes sense. And this is a good question, right? Because this is something that I think a lot of people think about is, should I agree I should specialize, but John, should I specialize in in the example he had was Oracle middleware, specifically Oracle, or let's say a Google or Microsoft product, or a very specific product even, right? SAP is a good one that comes to mind. And as I'm saying these things, the answer is becoming obvious to me, which is that yes, you should do that because SAP engineers get paid a whole lot of money. They get paid a lot to work on that very proprietary technology, and it's someone else's. Now, there's risks involved, right? Obviously, SAP could pull the plug or they could go under or something, and now you've invested in being specialized in this proprietary technology that disappeared. I always use this example. My buddy John Papa had specialized in Silverlight like so many others, and then what happened to Silverlight? Well, Microsoft killed it, and then that sucks. But here's the thing, right? And I know a few other people that specialize in Silverlight that had the same issue, which is that, or same thing, is they just moved on. Like I think John Papa went to SPA's, single page applications, which was somewhat similar, and he just leveraged that audience that we're now transitioning. So that audience was transitioning as well. So there's that risk, but it's worth it because you're gonna be able to mine that mine shaft for that vein of gold for a long enough time that it's going to be worth it, hopefully, especially when it's a lucrative environment. A big one that's going on right now is SharePoint, right? How many, not to disparage SharePoint developers, but how many of these SharePoint developers out there now? Like everywhere. It's crazy. It's because there's a lot of money in SharePoint development, right? If you're an expert in that, and all these companies are using it, you can build pretty high. You can be an expert. You can build a business around SharePoint, which is one specific product from Microsoft. Again, I'm not trying to knock SharePoint developers. I'm just saying there's a lot of them, and there's a huge community because it's in high demand. So it's good to do that. In fact, but actually SharePoint's a bad example because you should specialize further than SharePoint. You should even specialize within the proprietary, I can't say that word, proprietary technology, specialize even further so that you can differentiate yourself and carve out your own real small piece of that pie. So that's, it is a good thing to do. I would not shy away from it. And like I said, you're going to have some kind of a risk, but you can always reinvent yourself. You can always shift if a product dies or shifts, the market's going to shift with it, and you can go with it as well. And usually when you build up an audience around something that's similar, you have a carryover. You've got this effect where you can, where it's not so critical that that you be doing that exact thing. And you also have these kind of bigger spheres and circles of influence, right? This is something I've talked about in another video as well. Is like when you specialize, you start out really, really small and narrow. This is important because you want to be the big fish in the small pond. I say this a lot, but it's really important. And then you can sort of grow out and become bigger and pick a bigger area. So if you specialize in some proprietary technology, someday I'll say that word right. If you specialize in some proprietary technology, it's just a hard word. If you do that, you can always expand out as you build an audience and you build a reputation in that area. So anyway, Andre, I wouldn't worry about it. Go for it, man. You'll be fine. You'll be killing it when you pick that specialization. It'll be worth it. And hey, when that gold vein dries up, it'll be okay because you're doing better. You're making more money than you would if you went broader. And you can pick another area to specialize in, or you can pick a tangential one, or there's a lot of options from there. Don't worry about this type of thing. There's a lot of people that have built businesses. I mean, hell, there's a guy that has this huge business off of Evernote, off of teaching people to use Evernote or Scrivener. I've heard of, and they can make money off of these kind of even smaller products. So definitely, I wouldn't worry about it. Just pick the thing and make sure that the key thing is that it's small. you usually aren't going to have a problem of specializing too small. So anyway, if you like this video, like it, subscribe, and oh, I just thought of it. I'm going to do another video that it's coming up. Stay tuned. This is going to be a good one. Anyway, subscribe to the channel. If you want to see that next video that I'm going to do, it's going to be a short one, but I've got a message for someone out there. All right, take care.